So it's an open access journal. We publish quarterly. We publish in all aspects of clinical basic science related to aging and otherwise. Aging starts from the birth of single cell embryos. So therefore, all applicable to aging. And our motto is really end experiments that do not affect conclusions of the study. We don't want redundant reviewers' experiments. And if the data is valid, robust, and conclusions are not going to be affected by additional experiments, we don't ask the authors to do so. We are reasonably quick from submission to publication of 43 days. We have a distinguished group of editors that have joined us over the years, and we rotate those that periodically and recruit new ones and rotate off some previous ones. In 2023, we are listed in some of the citation indices and databases, and we expect we are being evaluated by PubMed for listing as well. Our site score the first year was 2.3, and this is rapidly rising. Of course, it takes time to get cited. In 2023, we published 43 articles, and we start posting all the peer reviews online. And you will see the comments of the reviewers, response of the authors, and everything. And so independently, you can judge the merit of the findings. We started two awards by two of our board members who donated their honorarium toward an award. One is Dr. Robert Bowley Award, which is an award that will be given to a short essay on in the intersections of science and society, various aspects of it. And the second one is Nick Frangogiannis Award that will be given to the best manuscript published in 2023, and that will be chosen by Nick and the editors. We had 7 webinars in 2023. We try to have one per month. And today's webinar is one of the first for 2024, one of the most eminent muscle biologists and muscle geneticists of our era, Dr. Eric Olson, my co-host, Jim Martin, who is Vice Chair of Department of Integrated Physiology and Biophysics at Baylor College of Medicine, will introduce our speakers shortly. The webinars every time is named after a prominent physician or physician scientist or a scientist. This particular webinar is named one of Eric Olson's admirer and close friend and colleague, late Dr. Jim Wollerson, James T. Wollerson, MD, a visionary individual, truly a leader in cardiovascular field, who made significant contribution on plaque, unstable plaque characteristics. With that, I will have our co-host, Jim Martin, introduce our speaker, Dr. Distinguished Professor Eric Olson, who is also the lead musician in trans activators. With that, Jim.
Okay, yeah, thanks, AJ. And thanks for organizing this. You know, to introduce Eric is always a little bit of a challenge because there's just so much to talk about. So I'll keep it short. I know Eric would want me to keep it short. So Eric is professor and chair at UT Southwestern. He's the Annie and Willie Nelson Chair, which always makes me smile. He's a Welch Chair for many years now. Also holds a Hoag Distinguished Chair in Congenital Heart Disease, and he also has a Wellstone Center at UT Southwestern. Eric, you know, as many of us know, he started his career at MD Anderson here in Houston, and I think it's fair to say that MD Anderson never didn't know what hit them, basically, when Eric was faculty there. He rose up through the ranks very quickly, became chair in just a few years at MD Anderson, and was making many discoveries in those early days, which is when he and I first crossed paths, luckily for me. from MD Anderson, then he moved up to UT Southwestern in 1995, right at the end of 1995. And he's, it's just basically exploded since moving to Dallas in terms of discoveries, many discoveries that many of us on this call are very familiar with, involving myogenesis, epigenetics, gene editing, microRNAs, the list goes on. So, incredibly productive and creative scientist. More than 500 papers, numerous awards as a result of all these incredible discoveries and innovations throughout his career, which continues to the present day and will, I'm sure, into the future. He's member of the National Academy of Sciences. As one example, I can't go on. There's too many to list, but that's probably one of the one of the most important ones. I'm sure one of the ones that he holds close. He's started and sold many companies. Another aspect of Eric is that he has now ventured out beyond academics and into the world of biotech and business, and is quite the entrepreneur. And then the last thing I'll just say, and I think really maybe his most impressive accomplishment from my standpoint now that I have had my own lab for many years, is his ability to mentor people and to make people, just have people come into his lab. You work with Eric for a while, and you catch the fever of making discoveries, essentially. And many of us know about that firsthand. And I think it's really an amazing achievement to have all these incredible people come out of your lab, and I find it very incredibly inspiring. And Eric, you're still inspiring to this day, and I'm looking to be inspired again this morning. So please take it away.
Jim,
thank you.
Eric, allow me to introduce the panelists.
Okay.
And we have, I look at the screen from there. We have Eva Van Rouge, Eric Small, Jeff Moulton, Kedrin Baskin, Michael Zubrit, and William Pu and Yibin Wang are our panelists for today.